announcement was made back on November 29th. It's been almost a month, and we are joined now by Georgia Tech's head coach, Brent. Coach, appreciate the time. I know it has been a busy time for you since November 29th when that announcement became official, and you're getting ready for your first signing day class right now. How has it helped you to prepare for this, knowing that you were the interim before, and there's some things that you already have on tape that you're pitching to these guys when you're telling them to come to Georgia Tech?
Yeah, it does. I don't know if it makes it any easier. I think the fact that you have some intimate knowledge of the current roster and the current situation, you do have something on tape that that the kids can see, that the parents can see. There's substance there. Yeah, you're preaching a vision and talking of what you're going to do, but at the same time, you have an 8-game resume that shows the ability of change and shows how things are, at least a small portion of how things are going to be in the future.
Coach, what you did as interim obviously affected the decision to make you the full-time head coach. And just to see the reaction of the players when they saw that you were the guy, had to feel good. Obviously, you motivated them to do great things during that time you were interim. What were some of the things that you did that you think made a difference?
I mean, it was cool, Coach. I mean, it was pretty neat that night. It's probably the only sense of reality that kind of has hit really in the last month or 3 months for that matter. But it really, when it comes to any young people, they crave organization, routine, discipline, and I think the thing that not myself, but the coaches around me and the players as well, we just tried to make everything black and white. We tried to eliminate gray area. We live in a world of gray and external factors that affect so many things on these kids every day, and just to give them some black and white concrete things moving forward and a plan. And if they went out and they executed the plan and they prepared the way they're supposed to, and believed in each other and believed in the coaching staff, that they would have the opportunity to have success, and we were. And don't get me wrong. I mean, we got a long way to go. Going 4-4 is nowhere near being an accomplishment and something to be running around tooting our horns about by any means. So we've got a lot of work to do, and a lot of it starts today with these guys in the signing class.
Coach, I was listening to your press conference earlier and just seeing the balance between the high school kid and going out in the transfer portal. Do you have a magic number in your head? How do you balance that act of, we're going to go find these guys who have been in college versus maintaining those relationships and having the high school student athlete come in?
Yeah, good question. I mean, if I had a magic number, I'd go play the lottery. So that's definitely not the case. We've got it's a lot of it is knowing the place you're at, knowing Georgia Tech. Knowing what we need to bring into the program. And now with the transfer portal being such a big part of the everyday world we're in, we have to acknowledge it, we have to understand it, and we have to come up with our own plan and our own strategy on how to use it for our benefit. So with that, I will always believe that recruiting the high schools in your home state are going to be important. That's where the young men that we bring into our programs start playing football. So, but having that balance then of being able to go into the transfer portal and address immediate needs right away, it's an advantage. It's something we're going to utilize, but we're not going to live in it and create a completely transient team year in and year out that has to be replaced and redone. I do believe that you develop a team from being freshmen and sophomores and juniors, and have those guys that have ownership of multiple years in the program. I think that's what leads into having a good culture in your locker room.
And Coach, when you're recruiting a player, do you believe in starting from the inside out? And what I mean by that is trying to build up front, whether it's D-line, offensive line, and then trying to get some good players that can develop out wide as far as when you look at rankings between 5, 4, and 3-star type players.
Yeah, you're darn right. I mean, you build all teams from the inside out and up the middle, and the the old saying, the closer you are to the football, the harder it is to play early. So yeah, that's where you build the depth and you build those core guys that you want to have in your program for a long period of time. And then when you can go out and address a certain need, out further away from the football, it really goes back to what to that saying that you can bring guys in and they can play quicker. And that's whether it's a freshman or it's a junior that comes in. You bring those guys in, and you hope to get some immediate impact from the guys that you do bring in through the transfer portal. But yeah, the closer you are to the football, those are the guys that take the longest to develop. Those are the guys that need the reps. They need to, get in the weight room or get in the film room and really learn how to play the college game.
Coach Key, you're doing some great things there already. We're looking forward to seeing what you're able to do with this signing class, some of the transfers. I know you got Hayes King as well coming in from Texas A&M, so excited about that. And I'm looking forward to seeing how this season goes with some of these new faces. We appreciate the time.
I appreciate y'all.